I wish my concerns would go that easy. Sharon Stroshine, Brown County, Mansfield, South Dakota. One of the things that wasn't mentioned this morning, but that's certainly been on my mind, and I think some of the people that are here, is the affront that has been happening to the initiated process that the state of South Dakota has had for quite a long time. And for the members of this group who might not be aware, there have been, if you want to Google the LRC and look under the initiated process and the amendments related to it, you're going to come up with about 17 different attempts to make some changes in our initiated process. And I would just like to speak to one of them, or there are two motions, bills about the same, and I know that Representative Denner did mention 1177. And this has to do with you who are circulating petitions. And I don't know how many of you in this room have circulated petitions. And there are actually two types of circulators. There's a type that is paid, and there is the type that you just do it. You feel strongly about something and you get some friends together and say, let's go out and get some signers on an issue that we feel strong about. The one that I would like to talk about, and probably ask Representative Dennard about, is House Bill 1177. And in that situation, if I as a circulator go out, I will be required to carry information with me that would give you my phone number, my name, my email address, all this type of information that you could ask for. And I don't have a problem if it's a paid circulator. I truly don't. I do, as someone who has circulated a lot of petitions myself, never been paid for it, only did it because I truly believed in the issue, maybe talk my friends into going and doing it too, and now this bill is really going to hinder that process. And if you want to throw in 1196, this really discourages volunteers from going out, because then they ask even more questions that you have to provide. So I would like to ask Representative Denner and anyone else who would want to comment on it, why this is pertaining to all circulators and why you don't just limit this to people who get paid for it. Because being paid is different. It's kind of, you're looking at it as a job. I'm looking at it as someone who does community service. I feel strongly about something. I'll spend my time, my money, go out and ask you if you will sign this petition. You certainly can tell me no. That's your prerogative. So if you would speak to that, please, and anyone else. Thank you.
Absolutely, and thank you for the question. I'm going to address HB 1177 as I am the prime sponsor of that bill. This bill, the whole reasoning behind it is circumstances that came from Sioux Falls and Rapid City this year. There were people, and for anyone in the room who doesn't know, only South Dakota residents are allowed to circulate petitions for initiated measures and constitutional amendments. We had circumstances where there were people from out of state who were professional, paid circulators who are coming here, and they were indeed circulating petitions. And they would be collecting signatures, and when they were done with that process, they would have someone from South Dakota sign their name to that petition illegally. So the whole thought behind this is, let's put the name of the circulator on the sheet that they're required to hand out, so that when someone signs a petition, they will have, you know, the name and information of that person to verify if indeed the person signing on as the circulator was the person that circulated. So if there is something illegal going on, it'll be easier to get to the bottom of it. I will say, I did circulate a petition for one of the initiated measures last year as a volunteer. I will concede probably the biggest problem we have right now would be with the paid circulators. So if that's an amendment that the House body would like to see made, that's certainly something I'd be open to, because I still think, should that amendment be made, we're still addressing the vast majority of any problems we have. There was an amendment made in committee that I do think would probably be supported by you, that made it a little bit less information on that. So the whole idea is, hey, let's make sure that the people circulating petitions are indeed the people who they say they are, and that they are from South Dakota.
I just quick want to respond to that. I wasn't on either one of the bills, but I just want to tell you what happened to me. Both at the state fair and then at they have a town square in Rapid City where they host certain events. And there were petition circulators going around there. And both at the fair in here and in Rapid City, I would ask them where they lived, and they'd say Rapid City, and I'd say where particularly. Every one of them said Haynes Avenue, which made me suspect about out-of-state people coming in and interfering. I got no problem with the local people dealing with the process, but I did have a problem with them. So I thought, well, I'll play their game, and I mentioned a focal point on Haynes Avenue, and I said, what's that business next to it? None of them could answer. So that's.
Well, I think there's nothing wrong with asking if someone asks you, say, where are you from? I have no, if they want me to identify myself, I will. I just don't want to have to hand it out to everybody that I talk to. My phone number, my email address, whatever. That's my concern.
You know, and I would be concerned about that too. I don't know how we can have them verify other than maybe quick showing us a driver's license or something, but I would have a problem personally with the phone number and all of that hoopla. Yeah, thanks.
All right, thank you for the question.